What's going on, guys? It's Tuff Blazer, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're doing something brand new. I'm going to be doing a replay analysis, replay review, whatever you want to call it. But this is something I want to start doing more on the channel, because me as a player, I've been trying to get a lot better over the past couple months, and there's definitely a lot that I've learned between like August and now, and I'm still trying to get better, but I thought, doing some replay analysis videos would actually help some of you guys out. I know a lot of people that watch me, they're around Diamond, maybe Champ, so I think a lot of this stuff, a lot of like the insight that I can give can really help you guys in those ranks as well. But spoiler alert, we did win this one, but throughout the match I felt kind of lost, and I did want to just go over this game and really see what I could have done better, because even though we won, it could have been a much more dominant win. And by the way, this is basically a GC2 3v3 match. I mean, in this game, I'm GC1 Div 4, but most of these guys in the lobby are around 1600 MMR, which is GC2, so yeah. But anyways, let's get right into it. So, the scoreboard's kind of stuck on. There we go. Let me just go back to my POV. Alright, so first play, we lose the kickoff. Immediate shot. So right here, here's what I do. Alright, I pop it up. And I try to go for that. I shouldn't have gone for that. Because I have no vision on this guy, right? I have zero vision. So I'm just going up blindly, assuming this guy doesn't go. And clearly, I mean, this guy was ready for it. And I saw him earlier, so this was a pretty dumb play by me to just go for this, because obviously I'm going to get completely beat. Only if you have, like, true vision on this play and you know for sure you can get to that, then you should go. But right here, I should have just turned back. Yeah, turn back, and maybe go, like, back post here, right? Just do a quick little turnaround, go back here, rotate here. Anyways, after that happens, Swifty misses, Paul misses with this one. But I do want to go to their POV real quick. Before I do that, actually, one thing I could have done better here is if I just jumped like right here, I could have light tapped the ball, maybe hit it with my wheels, and that would have kept the ball close. As you can see, Catch, he's very far away. So there's no threat in me just stalling that ball. We can even take a look where the other opponent would be. Yeah, he's all the way at midfield as well. So this would give us time, right, to just control this ball. I always emphasize that if you have the space and the time to control the ball and keep it close to your car, do it. Okay, it's much better than just hitting it away, giving up possession, which is basically what I did, but I honestly thought the pop would be fine. I don't think it's bad necessarily. The pop wasn't terrible, but if I just stopped it right there with my wheels, it would have been so much better. Just a single jump, tilt my car back a little bit, stop it with the wheels. But I want to go to not Swifty, Paul's POV here. So he goes back, right? Right here, he's on the back wall, which is great. You want to have a guy in the back wall a lot of times in threes, because yeah, you just can't afford to give up double taps, especially at this rank. So at this point, most people have the backboard covered. If you're Paul right here, you should notice how this guy is way ahead of me, right? And so there's a chance this guy could hit it backboard. So he should stay up here and just wait for this. But what he does is he starts turning back. So now nobody has that high angle covered, right? Swifty, he's in charge of that, low shot. But as he gets closer, it's more apparent, like his car relative to the ball, he has to hit it up, right? And so therefore it's going to go towards the backboard. This is where Paul should have been up here. Boom, he goes to the ball, gets contact, hits it into the corner. And then he could possibly, grab this boost and, take possession of the ball, or whatever he wants to do. But instead, Swifty, who's supposed to cover the low area here, he's having to, like, go up for this on the back wall, like, near post. And there's just simply not enough time, so it's just awkward for him. He has to basically pre-jump because this guy's way ahead of him. And he gets past him. And now Paul is stuck here. And he just... Let me just see this real quick from his POV. Yeah, and then right there, he has to go for that read. He definitely could have had it, but it's all good. He missed it. So right there, if he just stayed on the back wall, he would have been good. And for me, if I just didn't hit it away, it would have been good. So just a silly mistake there. But anyways, this is where things kind of got a little bit, I don't know, a little bit shocked for me. So, you know, we get the kickoff. And right here I go for a passing play, but it gets intercepted. So I want to go back to this play. Not a bad idea, right? Passes are very deadly at this rank. But one thing you got to keep in mind, one thing I should have kept in mind, this is another situation where I'm just blindly assuming nobody is near me. Right here, at this moment, I know I'm going to go for the pass. But what I should do is use my right stick, my camera. And by using that, I'm going to be able to see that this guy here, he's kind of near me. He's going towards where my pass is going to go to. And so he can intercept that. So like right here for sure, I know he... Let's just go back a little bit. Okay. So here's the ball. As you can see, he was going towards the ball, but he sees what's going to happen here. This guy, he's reading ahead of the game. Okay. And so he immediately goes towards his passing lane to get in the way of it. To avoid this, all I had to do was use my right stick, see that he was there, and even though I don't have much boost, I think the low boost made me kind of rush this here, but what I could have done, hit the brakes here, right? That way I'm not going past the ball, I let the ball come to me, and boom, this guy's already over there, he's already like that way, so I can stop here, catch the ball, and control it. So now, theoretically, I have the ball here, I can dribble it, and now, even though I don't have like much boost, much momentum, I could still technically pass it to this guy, because he's still going forward, he has that momentum going forward, or I could just play it close, force a 50 with this guy, and then, you know, potentially Paul can get behind me, yeah, because he's already going up there. So, right there, it's all about just using your right stick, making sure you have enough vision on the play. It's so important. You don't want to assume stuff, especially in this rank, because things can totally backfire. So there, I just throw it away. Swifty goes for it, and now all of a sudden, this guy is going to go for something, a little pinch. Here I'm playing the near post because I'm just assuming Swifty's behind me, which he is, so he has that back post or back wall covered. So I'm pushing up with Paul. Paul gets it past one. I know there's no way he's going to get it past the other. Swifty gets a nice 50. Here I'm just waiting. And I just want to backtrack this a second. Here, I should honestly expect a boom. The way he's going towards us, it just doesn't look like he's going to slow down. And I know I should know that Swifty's not going to get to this in time. So instead of staying in this awkward position where the ball just flies right over my head, I should immediately be power sliding and going back post, right? Going this way. Maybe I could get some pads along the way, and boom, I'm in good position. Because clearly the ball is going to go in this corner, and so me being over here is perfect back post positioning, because it's all relative, right? If the ball is on this right corner, back post is going to be on the left side here, and vice versa. So, obviously the ball goes all the way into this corner. You know, at this point, I should have already been like maybe right here, I don't know, and just ready to go right here. And then boom, Paul gets that ball, right? And here's the thing, look at my POV here. This somehow worked. I should not have gone for that. That's just, like, nope. I don't know. I don't expect my teammate to predict this, right? He's probably expecting me to just leave the ball, but I'm in an awkward spot, so I go for it. The weird thing about this play is I actually get a hit here, and this ball would have probably gone past Paul if I didn't hit it. But even if I didn't, position myself terribly, as I mentioned earlier, I would be back post. So if this ball went past Paul, it's just going to go this way. I'm anyways here, so I could just save it. And potentially even control this ball too, because none of them are up. Maybe bring it back to the corner, reset it, try to get it around them. There's a whole lot you can do at that point. But it works out, and we end up pushing. So it gets a pinch. Obviously, nobody's going to be up to follow up that pinch. So right here, I'm just trying to think real quick. Right here, I should just stay back here. There's nobody outside or like in front of the midfield yet. So I should just stay back here in case things go south. Instead, I'm pushing up. And this is bad, right? I can already tell at this point, there might be a pinch or something. And it goes right to that guy. So at this point, I'm already up a bit too much. For some reason, though, I decided to point my car to the left. And there's clearly no way he's hitting it left. So, I apologize for reminding you. I just want to make sure I get to the right point. So I should just stay in this position, maybe. Maybe a little bit more towards the right. And just kind of stop here. Right, and just see what he does with this ball. Right? I would have been in a much better position. Okay, let's just say right here. Okay, I stop here, facing like this. Alright, and this guy, I can recognize he's going for the pass. I can maybe go up for this, get the beat, and boom. We're on the attack. So let's see what actually happens here. Anyways, go up for this. Not bad, I actually went with 50. But I definitely could have completely beat the guy to the ball and gotten that pressure. And now we're back on defense. Not for long though, because we took the clear. Paul goes for the shot, it does miss. And right here, this was good. I'll tell you what was good. Switching off ball cam, that was good, because now I have vision on my other teammate. So, I see that he's backwards. I think that's what threw me off, but I probably should have stayed off of ball cam just a little bit longer, right, to see him turn. So when I see him turn, I know, okay, he's going to go for this ball. I should just continue going back, rotating behind him. Instead, I go for this, I put myself out of the play. Swifty, he doesn't really know what to do. And then it's just kind of awkward. And now nobody's up for the play. Right, if I just let him go for the ball and I rotated or behind him, right, then I'm, second man here, and I can push up behind him, support him on this play, maybe go up the backboard, and maybe beat him to the ball, I don't know, but at least keep the pressure there. So, that was just, once again, to recap, probably should have stayed off ball cam a second longer, just to make sure my teammate wasn't actually rotating back. And then, play off of that. That's the thing, right? Positioning, the way you position your car, it also depends on, where your teammates are, right? And if you can't see where your teammates are, you're going to be awkward. You don't really know where to position them correctly, so it's important to make sure that you switch off ball cam at times or use your right stick to just figure out where that other teammate is, and then base your positioning off of that. Right here, I get beat to the ball. Here, I should just boost. If I'm going to commit to this, I just need to boost forward. Obviously, Paul is awkward. He's not going to be able to get another touch. I should have been boosting to this earlier, and I could have gotten there earlier than 50 there. Instead, I get stuck between committing and not committing, and then it's too late, and then I get beat. So, honestly, like, right here, it's too late. It's too late to get to that, so I should have turned back. So being able to recognize when you should turn back and when you should commit, that's important. But right here, I should have turned back if that So I get beat a little bit out of the play. The Boys are keeping it away from the net. And so I'm here back post, as third man should be. Yeah, I'm just gonna push my teammate. I know he just got demoed, so I can be a little bit more aggressive because I know he's gonna spawn behind me. I get a bit of a pinch. This is a good demo right there. He flicks it over my teammate. And honestly, right here, I think I just got a little bit greedy. I got this pad, 17 boosts. That's enough to just go up for this, right? Oh, you know what? Never mind. Looking at this now, I got the pad, but the mistake I had... Okay. I used all my boosts as soon as I got this pad, but that was because I wanted to get over to that middle boost as soon as possible. What I should have done is just saved the boost, gone a little bit closer, and then gone for the aerial there. I would have beaten this guy to the ball. We would have gotten it into their corner. And, keep pressure. But right there, I just hit it in the middle, so we lost pressure right there. What am I doing here? So I know Paul's gonna hit it left. What am I doing here? You know what? I should have just committed to the rotate, right? So I should have just gone behind Swifty, been that third man. Right, now Swifty can push up. I'm back post. Swifty goes up here. Boom. Now I can push up with him. Right. Either way, it actually worked out. But that was just weird positioning. Right here. Probably could have... Did I have time on this? I think if I boosted earlier, I wouldn't have had to jump for this. Once again, that's just recognizing the play a bit earlier. Yeah, I definitely could have caught this ball and tried to force a 50, dribble, whatever. Instead, I hit it away. Yo guys, Tuff here. Just while editing this video, I actually did realize something on this play. So right here, what I did here wasn't actually a bad thing at all. What a lot of pro players will do, the only times they'll really hit it away, is if they want to just stall time to allow their team to recover and get boost. And so right here, clearly Paul, he's kind of getting low on boost, he's rotating, he's going back. Swifty is floating in the air, it's going to take him a little bit to recover. So even if I dribbled this, I mean, Hyena would probably get a pretty good 50 on me. There's just no way we'd be able to keep it in their half for the duration of this play. So, hitting it away, just giving him back the ball and allowing our team to reset. This was actually a good play by me, and I didn't realize it at the time. Because now, Paul is back, he's getting that corner boost. Swift, he's already back. And now, boom, Paul, you know, he's ready, everyone's ready. I'm already back here, I got boost now. And we get the counterattack. So, I just want to pop in here while editing this video and just say that what I did there wasn't actually a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it was probably better I did that because there's a pretty good chance I would maybe lose a 50 here if I caught it. I would have been low on boost as well because I had to use all my boost to even get to this ball. Right. A good portion. So yeah, my team cleared it out, push behind him. Swifty's gonna get beat to this, I know that for sure. I'm trying to think. Right here, I should have just committed to this. For some reason in my head, I thought Paul was gonna make a quick turn on this. Obviously, though, he doesn't have enough boost, right? So he's like, you know what, man, I'll let you go for it. You're already facing towards the play. And instead, I like turned to the side here when I should have just kept going straight towards the ball. This one little turn here, this turn right here, cost me this, right? I could have beaten him to the ball. I wouldn't have had to read such an awkward bounce. I would have hit it literally right there. Would have been a much easier read. And now all of a sudden the ball's in our half. Swifty is still trying to rotate back. If I at least hit it into their corner, there's no way we could have kept pressure, but at least it would give us time to rotate back and boost. Set. So back to my POV here. Paul does a good job of just kind of stalling it for a bit. That guy misses. So rotate behind Swifty. Okay, right here, I'm a little bit awkward on middle, right? But I do a good job of using my right stick here. And I see that, you know what, Paul's gonna have a better opportunity at this, so I back up. Okay, I don't like what I did here, to be honest with you. I should have either just, like, stayed put a little bit further back, or I should have just completely rotated back to midfield and reset my position. But instead, I'm a little bit awkward there. I do anyways go for this. I should know it's gonna bounce. I don't really know why I flipped, because I put myself way too left. Then I have to make a much sharper turn to challenge this, yeah. I think if I just did it there, it might have been fine. Anyways, go for this boost. This was actually pretty solid. This is gonna lead forward. So here's what's going through my mind. I know I'm the last guy back. My teammate just got demoed, so I have to stall time here as much as I can. Instead of hitting it up towards him as hard as I can, I try to, like, slow down a little bit, get a soft touch, and it bounces off the wall. And right here, Sticks, he can obviously turn, but luckily I get a wave dash, and I know exactly, the only spot he can hit it to is left, right? And so I get the dunk. This leads to a goal. The thing is, there was actually an error on the opponent's side. So if we take a look here, not Sticks. What was it? I think it was actually this guy. So as you can see, he's back here. Now, what he doesn't do, he doesn't check where his third teammate is. His third teammate is already flipping up. He's in front of him. Right? You gotta respect the second man. You don't want to both be up and have no third man. Right? In case something really goes wrong. I guess they were really trusting this guy, but ideally this guy should stay back a little bit because he sees this guy using his right stick. So let's say he stays back. Boom. All of a sudden the ball is, you know, going towards him. And this is somewhat slow. He could probably get a challenge here and 50 it with me. But because he was so pushed up, boom. Nothing he could do. Wide open net. Easy. So, that's another instance of using your right stick. Even turning off ball cam maybe, just to see where your teammate is, and then basing your positioning on that. When you're solo queuing, it's so important, right? Because you don't have comms. You know, solo queue teammates, they're all over the place. It's different. So right here, yeah, I kind of just go up with this to keep some pressure. Paul tries to go, he doesn't get it. I try to go for a bump, I just miss. That bump would have been huge though. I get some pads, rotate backside. I know my teammate just died, so I can push up, be a little aggressive. And that ends up being a goal. Obviously, we could have shot that more to the left side, and we would have been fine. But it worked out. So now we're up. Here on third man. That pop is a little too high for Swifty. So I see Paul, he's already pushing back. Right here. Right here I should have just gone back. I don't know why I jumped for this. Like, at this point it's chalked. I should just power slide, go back. Paul is going to be in front, he'll go for this ball next. I just rotate behind back post, and then boom, I'm there to back him up. But luckily, Paul did a good job of saving that. But anyways, end up back post here. Swifty gives it away. This is cool. So, what I could have done better here, let's take a look. I don't really know why I'm positioned this way. So that's the problem, right? I got impatient here. The ball isn't out of our field yet. I'm assuming Paul is going to win this, but there's like 2 guys back there that can just get the ball. So I don't know why I'm pushing out like this. Swifty's also a little bit awkward. I should just wait back post, right? Keep waiting back post. Maybe push up a little bit because now I know that Paul is going to start rotating behind me soon. So maybe go about like right here. And then boom, I can go up this wall and get to that ball before that guy does and prevent that shot. So that was just me being a little impatient, pushing out when I shouldn't have. Obviously I'm stuck in this very bad situation. And if we take a look at Paul, Paul couldn't have saved this. So he goes for this mid boost. I'm in a really bad spot. Obviously if he boosted earlier he could have, but the risk there is if this guy somehow gets it behind him. Which I mean, based off of his car, I kind of assume he isn't gonna hit that to the right side, but you know, I'm not gonna blame that on him, right? That's just not a situation really that didn't put in, so that's on him. So now we're tied. I apologize to I apologize if this replay review is taking a while. I just want to make sure I'm covering everything really in depth. Right here, do I know where my teammate is? That's a big question. It's kind of the main thing we're focusing this video around, is vision on teammates. Right here, I don't know. I don't know where my teammate is. He is there on the right side. Yeah, I do not see him at all. I should have checked. Right here, this is an instance where I can use my reverse camera to see where he is. Because if he was on the right side of me and he had a shot here, that would have been bad for me to go up. But I always go for it. Hit a 50. So I'm just going to rotate back. Back post.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Good dunk, I'm going to push up based off of that. Another instance. Technically, I was clear second man here. But in this scenario, I should check with my right stick if this guy is on the wall. Because usually that's where people position. They're on like the side where the ball is, but a little bit further back. So I should have seen if he had a much better hit here. Right? So let's say I use my right stick, I see he's there. Then I should just... Let me go in fly mode. Then I should just turn back, go around midfield. And I mean, it ends up being a goal. But by turning back, right, I ensure that even if the ball gets past him, I'll still be back. Worst case scenario. Plus we're tied, it's not like we necessarily needed to score that, but of course, you know, a goal will make sure we get that lead. What happened here? So right here, I just go up for this. Once again, I should have seen where my third man was because I didn't know. But he was back post. But anyways, this was actually good that I went for this because I prevented a shot, prevented Paul from having to make a really tough save. So it goes way above, makes it a hard shot for them. It actually almost goes in. Surprisingly, we save it. Go on the counterattack. It's past Swifty. I'm the last guy back. I go for a very risky 50. Did I have to go for this? Possibly. This guy could have maybe shot it over me. So yeah. At that point, I just have to get a decent enough challenge to stall time, which I do. That guy gets that corner boost, but it's fine. Still gonna stick with the rotation. Swifty gets a nice clear. I'm just gonna wait. Here I wasn't quick enough. I think... Should I have been further up? Not really. I think this is fine being a little bit passive here. We are up 1. But I think right here, instead of going for this, I should probably just turn back. Right? and all. Anyways, if I turned back, this is Paul's ball to go for, and then I'll be behind him. Ideally, you know, I'd be maybe around here at this point, and then I could push up with him again. I could maybe challenge this ball after that. Yeah, possibly. So, once again, I just was impatient, went for something I shouldn't have, and put myself out of the way. So as a result, they're going to get a counterattack. Paul gets a very, very good touch. Honestly, Paul was kind of bailing us out with his saves, for sure. Good challenge. Quick for it, and boom, the ball was killed. So, yeah, pretty long replay analysis, but just want to make sure I covered everything. Really, the two main points of this replay is, number one, try to use your right stick or turn off ball cam or reverse cam, whatever you need to do to see where your other teammate is, especially if you're second or third man. It's important to understand and be on the same page of who's second man and who's third man. That's where a lot of double commits happen, is people don't understand where their other teammate is, and they assume that, you know, they're the only one going for it, and next thing you know, double commit, it's in your net, something like that. So just being able to use, you know, all the camera abilities that you have to figure out where your teammate is, it's going to be huge. Vision is so important in this game because how you play is determined off of your vision of the field. And the more limited your vision is, the more bad mistakes you're going to make. That's why a lot of people, when they're directly under the ball and they can only see the ball, they tend to make bad mistakes. They'll try to jump up for it because they don't know what to do, because they can't see where anybody is. So they don't know if somebody's already up for it. They don't know if somebody's behind them to save it. And so that's bad. You really want to prevent yourself from being in those situations. And so one thing as well that'll prevent you from doing that is being patient, not going for stuff that you're going to get beat to. Only go for stuff that you know you can force a 50 with, or even get it right past the opponent with. So those two things kind of go hand in hand, right? Like bad judgment on when you should go for the ball, that can put you in bad positions, which can force you to make even more bad mistakes. So everything kind of leads into each other. So I guess it really just stems from being patient, and yeah, the more patient you are in this game, the better it's going to be for you. Of course, you don't want to be super slow. There's a difference between being patient and being slow. You want to be patient with your decision making, but then when you see an opportunity, you want to be quick to it. You want to make sure you really, really capitalize and not give the opponent a chance to counter you. So that is it for the replay analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed, got something out of it. Hopefully it was helpful to you guys. I definitely learned a lot. I could definitely see the common trend here that I just wasn't really trying to get as much vision as I could, and I was rushing a couple things here and there that I didn't need to rush. So that is something that I will try to improve on in my future games to get GC2 back this season. Should be hopefully easy. I'm like 1 or 2 wins away from getting it back, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys want to see more replay analysis videos on the channel, let me know in the comments, and let me know as well by leaving a like. Let me know that you guys enjoyed it. And one thing I can do as well is I have a Discord link in the description down below. What I can do is have a text channel where you guys can just submit your replay files there, and I can go through your guys' replays for a video. And hopefully that'll help, because I know a lot of people, they ask for tips on Diamond or Champ, and it's kind of hard to give you exact tips without seeing how you play, because there's some people that have some stuff figured out, and then there's some people that don't have stuff figured out. Like, there might be people with really good mechanics, bad game sense, and then vice versa. So it's important to just see your gameplay and then figure out your strengths and weaknesses and go from there, because I don't want to just give you information you already know. So if you guys are interested in that, then yeah, let me know in the comments. You guys can join the Discord, let me know, and I'll try to set that up and hopefully do that for a video. Worst case, I will do it on stream, and then maybe I can make the stream VOD into a video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you on the next video. Peace out.